Hello, my name is Al Grinov, and I welcome you to Spotlight, the interview show on RT. My guest in the studio today is Артем Аветисян. The city of Sochi is not only the future Olympic capital, it has turned into the main economic attraction these days as hundreds of bankers and businessmen are attending the International Investment Forum there. Like many other countries, Russia has suffered an investment slump in recent years due to the global recession. Now the country is trying hard to recover by putting money into startups. The government has created a specialized strategic initiatives agency to help promote new ideas and young businessmen. So, what's their input and their mission? We're asking the head of the new business department at the Strategic Initiatives Agency and also one of the Sochi Forum participants, Артем Аветисян.
According to official statistics, foreigners invested almost $115 billion in the Russian economy last year. It's only $6 billion less than before the global recession. Experts say, however, other major developing economies like China are more attractive for foreign investors. The Sochi Forum is one of the measures to improve the investment climate in Russia. So will the newly established Strategic Initiatives Agency promote promising startups and support young businessmen?
Hello, Artem, and welcome to the show. Well, first of all, you said this will be the first, your first ever interview.
Yeah, exactly.
My
first experience.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Take care, relax, and enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
First of all, you are attending the Sochi Forum. What do you expect from the forum in Sochi?
I expect, maybe first of all, 2 words about the agency.
Mm-hmm. So it will be a possibility to introduce your agency to a wide public.
Yeah, because it's a first introduction.
Mm-hmm.
The agency was started about 3 weeks ago, and it's first introduction to investors, to different banks and all people.
Well, and now let's take a look at the evolution of the Sochi Investment Forum, which is taking place for the 10th time this year. Spotlight's Elena Demidova reports.
Russia's most popular seaside resort first became a place to talk business 10 years ago. It started as a local event with the goal of attracting capital into the region. The first ever Sochi Investment Forum could boast no more than 8 deals signed, but that was enough to make big business come back for more the next year. More and more of Russia's regions joined the event to compete for investment from big international players ranging from PepsiCo to Boeing. 2006 became crucial for the forum. Vladimir Putin's visit significantly raised the profile of the event. And a year later, it was no longer just a sea resort hosting an investment forum. Sochi won the bid for the 2014 Winter Olympics. The region saw an investment boost which even the economic downturn could not dampen. By 2010, the number of deals signed at the Sochi Forum was measured in hundreds and their value in billions of US dollars. The forum is not only about striking deals, though. It's also a place to discuss problems in the Russian economy.
Artem, a Russian businessman, Yuri Miller, he was a guest here in the studio a couple of months ago. He, for one, is supporting many startup projects in the United States, in the Silicon Valley, and I think you're aware of his business. But he, as many others, is reluctant to invest money into Russian projects, into projects here in this country. Why? What's so wrong with the Russian economy or the Russian investment climate that even the Russians are not investing into their own country?
There are a lot of different barriers, and they're sort of administrative barriers, commercial barriers, and of course for especially for medium-sized businessmen, it's very difficult to implement projects in life. I don't know why Mr. Miller has problems in investing projects in Russia, because for large companies it's much easier to survive. It's much easier to find communication with the government, much easier to find financing, to attract financing. It's much easier to structure projects because they have a lot of serious specialists in their big structures.
Maybe they don't want to be surviving. They just want to work, just want to have fun, make business and have fun.
Maybe.
No, but because the reason I'm asking is I asked the same question to Mr. Miller, and he said, I will be investing. Just watch me. Like in a couple of months, I will be putting money into projects in Russia, and he's still not doing that. Well, this is strange. Okay, according to the government's program of innovating development, the main task for years 2011-2013 is, I quote, to raise receptiveness of economy and business to innovations. Does it mean that now Russia is not prepared for innovations, and what does it lack? Russia as a country, what does it lack to attract innovations?
Of course, it's very difficult in Russia at the moment, and when we're talking about innovation, we need to talk about who is going to invest in such innovating projects. When we are talking about our agency, we are focusing on a medium business. First of all, because medium business is a key driver of any economy, especially the Russian economy, and we are focusing on finding projects which are attractive, innovating, the projects which can be replicated all over Russia.
When you say medium business, well, there's small business, there's large, big business. Medium, what's the criteria of medium business for Russians in this country, in Russia? Russia is a very big country. Everything is bigger in Russia than many other economies.
That's right. There is no any exact rules and exact criteria for medium business. For us, it's a preliminary criteria. Medium project from $10 million, more than $10 million,
and less than 10 billion or what?
We can say about project with a staff less than 1,000 people.
What needs to be done? How does your agency see your role in the process of supporting this medium business?
First of all, the main idea of supporting the leaders of the business, the young entrepreneurs, self-made, ambitious, who want to develop and to create their own business, but it's not just absolutely start-up. They already did something, and they want to continue their business entrepreneur career.
What role is Prime Minister Putin supposed to play as the head of the supervisory board of your agency?
First of all, I would like to say that it was absolutely his idea, and the idea belongs to Mr. Putin of creating this agency, and his role the role of Mr. Putin and the role of agency would be a bridge between entrepreneurs, leaders of the business, and the government.
Well, we all know that Skolkovo, the innovative project, is the favorite toy, favorite gadget of President Medvedev. So, would you call your agency the answer of Putin to Medvedev's project in Skolkovo?
I wouldn't tell that Skolkovo is something separate and it is the answer, because what is agency of strategic initiative? I would say it's like a big communicator, which with a very, very friendly interface. So we communicate with all development institutions, with banks to raise financing, with government authorities, with regional government, and we help to find and to implement the most exciting, the most innovative projects.
So your relations with Skolkovo are, would you call it competition, or rather like help and support?
It's first of all cooperation.
Cooperation. Mm-hmm.
Because if we find a good project, we can ask for some grants from Skolkovo, mm-hmm. and can make it together with Skolkovo. Mm-hmm. But Agency of Strategic Initiative, something more, because we also define different barriers and help business to grow and to start up.
Says Artem Avetisyan, one of the participants of the Sochi Investment Forum and head of the new business department at the Strategic Initiatives Agency. Spotlight will be back shortly, right after a break, so stay with us. Don't go, we'll be back in no time.
Wealthy British scion Zach Wilson, investment activist
Markets, finance, scandal. Find out what's really happening to the global economy with Max Kaiser. For a no-holds-barred look at the global financial headlines, tune in to Kaiser Report on RT.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm Al Grinov, and just a reminder that my guest in the studio today is Artem Avetisyan, one of the participants of the Sochi Investment Forum and head of the new business department at the Strategic Initiatives Agency.
Strategic Initiatives Agency has recently been founded in Russia to support financially young and talented entrepreneurs hoping to bring life to their innovative projects. That is meant to improve the fate of Russia's small and medium business. According to the head of Russia's Sberbank, Herman Gref, over the last decade, this sector of the economy doubled in size from 10 to 20% of GDP. Despite the growth, Russia is lagging far behind Britain, France or the USA, where at least half of GDP comes from small enterprises. Prime Minister Putin has recently named support for small and medium business among the country's priorities. Over the years, the federal budget has been increasing the amount of subsidies it has sent out to the regions for the development of small and medium business. However, the practice has been criticized within the government itself. The Ministry of Finance doubts the effectiveness of handouts rather than loans. Another problem is the unwillingness of Russian capital to invest in startups. It's much easier for Russian entrepreneurs to find understanding and money abroad. Ideas go west as a result. The Sochi Forum will explore solutions for reversing the trend.
Artem, we saw your short biography in the beginning of the program. You're very young, you're just over 30. What did you achieve so far? You're not a public figure, so we don't know a lot about you. What have you done which made you eligible for such a high position with only Vladimir Putin above you in a certain sense, right?
After graduating Finance Academy in Moscow, in 1998.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I organized my own company I had nothing, so my first company was consulting company, because I didn't have enough money to make investments in some other sphere. And I started with consulting in valuation, in structuring projects, and now my company is 400 people working in Moscow. We have affiliates in different regions of Russia, and when I heard about the idea of Mr. Putin of creating the agency, it was for me very interesting, because it was what I already did for 13 years.
And so you qualified for the job. How did it happen? You just send an email or what? Oh, Putin doesn't do emails; he does mail. Yeah.
No, it was a sort of
contest or what? Or was it a tender?
Yeah, it was a tender. I sent by email the idea, the ideas, the role, how I see the agency, and etc. And then on the 27th of July, Putin invited us and told the results.
Tell me, what did you write to the Prime Minister? How did you impress him? How are you going to improve the investment climate in Russia? Because I have been asking this question here in this studio for more than a year now about improving the investment climate. What's new in your approach?
No, the idea of agency and the managers who would work in the agency, they should be businessmen who already created their own business. Because for businessmen to understand other businessmen is much easier than for government authority, for government official, for example. That's why I think the Commission saw that I have experience of creating from zero my own medium business.
You are heading the department of the new businesses within the agency. You said that the agency is aiming mostly at medium business, not a small business. But new business must be small, or not? Or I'm mistaken?
No, you can be a medium businessman. You can have already done something, and you can have a factory, for example, but you want to start with something else.
New means innovative or young? When you say new, it's young or innovative?
No, you can have idea of new business. For example, you want to make something which can be replicated in all regions of Russia, and you want to make your medium business try to grow up. You want to become a very big, large company, and you come to agency. And you come to agency with different problems, and there can be problems of attracting financing, find investors. There can be problems of some administrative barriers, commercial barriers, and all these things we help you to cope with.
What's the criteria according to which you are going to evaluate the success of the projects?
The criteria will be divided by two main groups. One group are qualitative criteria. It's the project should be innovative. The project should be maybe social. The project should can be the project that can be replicated in different regions. And the most important criteria is the project should have a leader. That is the big difference between us and some other institutions.
So you mean other institutions make projects without leaders? Is it possible? A new project without a leader?
Yeah, a new project can be organized by big company, and we try to find a leader, and we give opportunities for leader. for leaders.
You're supporting people rather than just pure businesses.
Number one, people, because
people and their personal ideas, personal skills,
because we know
talent.
Because we know that a lot of businessmen, entrepreneurs, which did something in Russia, some of them go abroad, and we want to motivate people to work in Russia and to build country where they would feel comfortable to work and to live. That's why that is the main purpose of the agency.
As long as I live in this country, the leaders, and Putin and Medvedev are no exception, have been fighting corruption, but they haven't been successful yet. Well, there is there is some success, but not total. So Russia is a country of corruption, not the only one in the world, but still. How would you guarantee that corruption doesn't spoil your ideas? Who will be the experts selecting the business? How would you guarantee the transparency of what's going on within your agency?
If we choose a project, then they go to an expert council. Expert council would consist maybe about 45 people. It's experts in different spheres. Afterwards, it would go to supervisory council, and the head of supervisory council, Mr. Putin.
Mm-hmm. Could you give an example of any project that you're looking at now? Maybe you already know the first project that will get money from you.
You know, only 3 weeks passed from.
Not yet.
3 weeks passed, and you know, we got up to 2,000 projects ideas. And we got it, and we have it now on our website.
2,000 in 20 days, which means 100 a day.
Exactly. And these are not only projects; these are ideas. These are initiatives. Because one of the most important things we are implementing not only good projects. We would implement good initiatives for making a comfortable medium business environment. This is a very important thing.
Where's your money coming from? What's your resource base for supporting the projects?
We are a non-commercial organization, and their first money would come from Внешэконом Bank.
From the government?
From the Внешэконом Bank. Mm-hmm. It's a state bank. Mm-hmm. But it will be a non-repayable on a non-repayable basis.
Well, listen, since you deal, well, let's not call it government money, but money given by the government and close to the government. This is once again a base for corruption, a possible means of corruption. So you said transparency. Putin being the head of the advisory council. But do you have any something special in mind, which may keep the greedy hands of the government money?
Just for understanding, this money which are coming, it's not a big money. It's money just for the structure of agency, for staff of agency, mm-hmm. And we don't have money like a bank. We're not a ministry. We are.
So the money you're getting is only paying for your work and your office.
Only for work, and it would be sponsor money. First, maybe from Внешэконом Bank, then maybe from big companies, and it's not state money, and money for leaders for projects. We would raise money.
You're going to be raising money.
That's why forum in Sochi is so important for us, mm-hmm. to show for the investors that it's very profitable to invest in agency projects, mm-hmm. because as soon as a project gets a stamp of agency or strategic initiative, it's decreases risks of implementation projects very seriously.
And when you say strategic, you mention strategic all the time. What does it mean? Does it somehow limit the area of your work to only strategic projects or not?
Strategic projects and initiatives. Initiatives is something which are systematically, which would create this business environment if we, for example, find that serious companies has the same problems, we try to find this problem. It would be a system problem, and even if it is connected with the changing of legislation, we would do that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for being with us. And just a reminder that my guest today was Artem Avetisyan. And that's it for now from all of us here. Spotlight will be back with more first-hand comments on what's going on in and outside Russia. Until then, stay on RT and take care. Спасибо.